So, you got your slot car track system sorted. And if you are anything like me, you by now probably have sold your slot soul to Carrera, and for some very good reasons. But if all your cars look more or less something like this, it's just a matter of time that you will start checking out what's rolling down other people's tracks. But those are forbidden fruits that you can't taste, says Carrera. Or can you? Behold my youth's dream, the manifestation of speed, power, and WRC glory. The 1998 Ford Escort Cosworth. And in our case, the 1998 Ford Escort Cosworth, made by Scalextric. This beauty just looks stunningly like the real thing, so I had to get it, regardless of any compatibility issues. And I did.
Mine.
The only question now is how to run this little marvel on my Carrera Digital track. And the answer to this, chips. But not the ordinary chips that you get served with a pint of beer at your local pub, but rather the ones made by the nerds, like the ones that you were cheating from at school and knew nothing about cars. Do you get the irony here? So here comes slot.it, strutting in with their universal Carrera Digital chip like it's the new kid on the block ready to join the cool kids table. This tiny tech marvel is like a magic wand for your non-Carrera car, promising to transform it into a Carrera superstar that can zip around your track like it just won the lottery. At least that's what they claim. So, grab your popcorn because in this video we're about to put that promise to the test. Will it fly or crash and burn like my last attempt at baking? Let's find out. Okay, so let's see what we need for this one. First, a non-Carrera car. Then, of course, the Slot'it Universal Carrera chip. The price on it is in Australian dollars, so don't get spooked before you do the conversion. In my case, I'm using a Scalextric car, so another little thing that will make your life easier is this Scalextric type port lid from Slot'it. It is pretty cheap and will save you from making any modifications to the car. And last, a soldering iron. No, I'm screwing with you. No soldering is needed as this baby is plug and play. Can't get any easier than that. So let's unpack everything and get the ball rolling. I can't help it but taking some time to look into the amazing details that Scalextric put into this car. I love that they even gave it the proper OZ rims instead of going with some generic wheels. My only criticism is that they didn't do the same with the figures inside. Like, where is Cancunan's raw manhood mustache?
No, with great mustache comes great responsibility.
About the conversion chip now. There are a few different out in the market, but I chose the slot.it for two good reasons. First, it's more affordable than others, and second, as it is a plug and play and it has two different connectors, it can easily be swapped around cars of different brands if needed. The Scalextric digital port lid, it's nothing complicated, and is designed to hold the chipboard in place and has a hole just at the right place for the LED that activates the digital features on the Carrera track. You don't necessarily need to buy this, but if you don't, you will need to modify the car's original lid to feature the same capabilities. To fit the chipboard to the lid correctly, you have to make sure that the square chip corresponds with the square engraving on the lid and that the LED is aligned with the hole. My first instinct was to clip it in position by pushing it down, but I almost broke the holding hands. So, I then just slide it in carefully not to bend the LED, and it worked fine. But then another problem appeared. The board didn't seem to sit properly in place as the ends of the connector that were soldered on the board were sticking out. I did not do anything to fix that, and surprisingly had no problems when running the car. But this is a bit of a poor execution of an otherwise good design by slot.it.
Man, let me handle this. Scusi, babidi-boopy?
Che cosa?
Time to install the chip to the car. A single screw is holding the lid, so you will need a screwdriver. Once it's open, it will expose the digital ready connector. From here, it's just a matter of taking the connector of the lid and connect it to the chip. Don't pull on the wires, as you may damage them. Pull on the white connector instead, and be cautious to not connect it the wrong way. If it's hard to connect, you are doing it wrong. This car has four-wheel drive and uses a rubber band to link the two axles, which sends power to the front wheels. I really like this concept because it offers a unique driving experience. It makes me wonder, though, if this could lead to a front-wheel drive car in the future. Just a thought. Anyway, I need to be cautious when I add the extra wiring so it doesn't get tangled in the rubber band. Once I finish that, I put the lid on and secure it with a screw, and we are ready to go. We're at the track, ready to see if this modification really works. Will it perform as expected, or did I just buy a nice model to sit on my shelf? First, I connect the car to my wireless controller. That little movement shows it's paired successfully, which is a good sign. I hit the throttle, and it takes off. The car responds to the controller just like it should, so that's a relief. Next, I want to see if it can change lanes. No issues there. It works perfectly every time. It does lose some power when it goes over the dead spots at the track's intersections, but that's an easy fix with a bigger guide, since the Scalextric guide is a bit small for the Carrera track. Now, I'll check the speed and braking settings. To really highlight the differences, I start with the lower speed, and then switch to the higher one for comparison. It performs well. On to the braking test now. And it passes again. For the last test, I'm trying the ghost car mode. If it goes well here, we can say we have a fully functioning Carrera car. And it works. But hold on, something feels off. The car keeps coming off the track. So I try coding it to run at a lower speed, but that doesn't work. The car just zooms off at full speed regardless of the programming. That might be related to the initial speed settings, so I lower that and give it another shot. Still no luck. So not really a fully Carrera car, but I can live with a car that is fully functional on my Carrera track even if I can't use as a ghost car. As a non-essential feature in order to run on my track, I thought to test the lights. I really like that Scalextric used warm-toned lights. It fits well with a model from the 90s, adding a nice touch of realism. I notice a red light inside the cabin, coming from the chip we installed. This wasn't planned, but it looks really cool for a rally car. A happy little accident. However, I'm not pleased that the light only works when the car is running. That's typical for an analog model, but not for a digital one. All right, folks, let's break it down in a way that even your pet goldfish could understand. So here's the scoop. This magical little chip does what it promises. Turns your run-of-the-mill non-Carrera car into a speed demon that can zoom around Carrera Digital tracks like it's auditioning for a Fast and Furious spin-off.
Check it out, eh? It's the Fat and the Furious!
But hold your horses, or race cars in this case. It's not a full-blown Carrera Digital car. Think of it more as a wannabe actor in a blockbuster. It's got some moves, but it's not winning any Oscars.
What?
Now, fair warning. Some features might be as reliable as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. Case in point, the ghost car mode. We tried it, and let's just say our car looked more like a confused spirit than anything hauntingly cool. If you're rocking a Scalextric car, I highly recommend getting a bigger guide. Seriously, you want it to glide like a penguin on ice, not crash like a toddler on a tricycle. Sure, these upgrades might put a dent in your wallet, but hey, think of it as an investment in your happiness. More cars mean more fun, and who doesn't want to be the proud parent of a growing miniature car collection? It's like a family reunion, only without the awkward small talk. So, what are your thoughts on this chip of wonders? Have you tried it? Are you ready to become the proud owner of a fleet of digital racing beauties? Share your wisdom or misadventures in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It's like leaving a party early. Crafty signing off. Keep those wheels spinning.